Is therefore captaincy in ODIs probably even harder because it's so nuanced? You can let the game float and nobody's really going to say anything. See, in a test and in a T20, you can't let the game float because it gets noticed very quickly. In an ODI, you can let the game seemingly float and nobody really calls it out because you're expecting it to go that way. Does that make captaincy in ODI even harder because it's more than it seems?
Yeah, for me, I think the real test, I mean, as a player, there's different test cricket, 2020 has different skills. But in captaincy, I think probably the most important captaincy in amongst all three formats is one-day cricket. Because now what you have is not just 50 overs, there are different stages where you can keep fielders.
Yeah.
If you look at numbers now, because at one stage, ICC had to actually change rules and bring in this rule. Now you have to have 5 people in. Now, when you've got 5 people in, actually the scores are going down, if you see.
Yeah.
Over last few months, if you watch one-day cricket and if you followed cricket around the world, because it has forced captain to keep 5 fielders in the circle. Earlier, what had happened is, after the 10th over, you put everybody back, then it flows at a different pace, and then you come back. Now, with a lot of players who are not very used to picking those singles, are the ones who are struggling. The ones who are struggling in one-day cricket are not ones who can't hit anymore. It's the singles jo beech mein nikalne wale hote the, because you have an extra fielder in. So captaincy is very important, and if you become robotic, then I think the opposition can also put in another software and find out after a couple of games what you're doing.
Yeah.
But whereas if you're fluid as a captain, then it's very difficult for the opposition.
I mean, it comes to fluidity. I mean, with India, you have no problem because, I mean, Virat has a guy like MS Dhoni over there whose software is updating every ball. He's like, he's the quickest version of any phone that you can find, right?
But when you have only 5 bowling options, then you have to play within that.
My favorite topic.
Exactly. So you'll have to stack up the overs in different manner to create that variety.
Yeah.
And that's something which you have to be proactive with. So you can still play with that, but you kind of get limited also at times. In terms of if the wicket is supporting spin, then you just have 2 spin options. Raidu was used, but now he's been called for his action, so he won't be able to bowl. So that's something which always you have to look at as captain. But in a ODI format, I think as a captain you can have a lot to offer. Because the length of the play is decent enough. So you can maneuver your resources, and also with the fielding rule, what you're talking about has added to the boundary percentage. So the boundary percentage has gone up, but the singles and doubles has gone down. So you have to use to your advantage. So you can build that pressure in the middle overs, understanding what kind of style of batsmen are there at the crease. When you have likes of Maxwell, then obviously you know that he's going to go for big shots. But especially that early phase right after that first power play is the time when you can use those 10-12 overs to build pressure. Why 5? I would say, if your bowlers are capable enough, you can have 6 fielders. Create that pressure which forces batsmen to play that big shot, which creates opportunity of high risk shot and possible wicket.